Welcome back.
Hey, Stanley.
Yeah, George?
How'd you like your own TV show?
Hey, I got something to mail you out.
Oh, you be careful now, you hear? Before you go and say something you're going to regret for the rest of your days.
Like what? Like the wrong kid died?
Oh, no!
Hey everybody, welcome to this holiday episode of The Wrong Podcast Died. I'm Brian.
And I'm Rod. Ho, ho, ho.
Santa's jolliest fucking elf, Roderick, is here. He's been busy banging out toys for all the little girls and boys. That sounds pretty gross, don't it?
That sounds horrible.
But on this episode, we're traveling back to November 23rd, 1988 for the Bill Murray Christmas classic, Scrooged.
And one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
Yeah, I figured as much. So Scrooged had an approximately $32 million budget. It made $60.3 million worldwide. A couple sources I found listed it higher. It did well at the box office. I feel like it's become a regular rotation for a lot of people in the Christmas rotation, just like people that love Halloween do Halloween movies all October. Christmas people do Christmas movies all December.
Yep, pretty much.
And this is based on, of course, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Just a different little take on it.
Yeah, so I can read you a synopsis. Frank Cross, played by Bill Murray, is a slick, cynical television executive who runs a live Christmas Eve special and embodies the modern day Scrooge. On Christmas Eve, he's visited by three ghosts, one of the past, one of the present, and one of the future, who lead him through personal reckoning and a path to redemption.
Yeah, this one is barely edged out at rated R, I feel, but it was rated PG-13, an hour and 41 minutes, but it never feels very long to me.
Oh, see, I felt like it was way longer than it needed to be. Yeah.
But like you said, Bill Murray as Frank Cross. You had Karen Allen who played Claire Phillips, and I believe she was in Indiana Jones, and I don't know if the Temple of Doom or
one of the, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, one of the Indiana Jones. You got Bobcat Goldthwait as Elliot Loudermilk. That's just a weird last name. John Houseman, who's the old dude who was from The Fog. Mm-hmm. He narrates the TV show. And then you had, what's his name? Mitchum? Can't remember what his name was, but he's that guy that they make fun of on Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Where he looks all tough, and then his girdle comes down and his gut hangs out.
We now return to Robert Mitchum in Out of Shape, In Shape Guy from the 50s.
Gambling is illegal in this town.
Says who?
Says me. You got a problem with that?
Carol Kane is one of the ghosts of Christmas Present. God, the guy that was the
Ghost of Christmas Past?
Yeah, the Christmas Past.
Yeah, that's David Johansen. He was part of a band called the New York Dolls. Yeah, he's just amazing in this. I think he's great. He actually died, though, this year, February 28th of 2025. Really? Yeah, of a brain tumor. He was 75 years old. Kind of sad.
You got Grace Cooley as Alfred Woodward. John Forshee is Lou Hayward, who I think is the owner of the station, the old gentleman.
Oh, yeah. He's the one that died and he came back.
Okay, with the golf, yeah.
Robert Mitchum, I think, is the
owner, yeah.
Yeah,
Brian Doyle Murray.
Yep.
Plays young Frank's dad. So Frank's dad.
Yeah. There's like three of Bill Murray's brothers, I believe, in this.
And then you have Michael Polland, who is a great character actor. He plays Herman, one of the homeless men.
Yep.
Frozen and dying. I mean, we're going to ruin this movie.
Oh, yeah. No way not to.
Buddy Hackett as Ebenezer Scrooge in the movie. Robert Goulet's in it. And then you have...
It's Lee Majors, the $6 million band.
Santa, is there a back way out of this place?
That's the movie I want to see. I want to see the movie they're filming at the beginning.
The night of the reindeer died, and then it goes into the Goulet's old-fashioned Christmas, and then Father Loves Beaver.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got Anne Ramsey, who is the mother from Goonies, and Throw Mama from the Train. She's one of the women in the shelter. It just goes on and on and on. One of the other people I pointed out to you was the nurse when the television sensor gets hit by the pole and the house falls on her. The nurse is Mimi from Drew Carey.
Young, too.
Yeah. Just a freaking great cast.
Yeah. And it was directed by Richard Donner, who he directed all the Lethal Weapon movies. He directed the 1978 Superman and the Goonies.
Oh, yeah. So he's had a lot of cool, great movies.
But this doesn't come without any controversy, though, because Richard Donner and Bill Murray did not get along on the set.
Did Bill Murray get along with anybody on the set?
I don't think so.
I feel like when we covered Groundhog Day, didn't we have this issue?
That was with his best friend, too, with Harold Ramis, who they had a falling out, and then they eventually it reconciled after the movie, but many years after the movie, almost to Harold Ramis's death. But it's just Bill Murray after Ghostbusters, he got this huge head, which, great, you did awesome. You got one of the greatest horror comedies of all time. But yeah, man, show some humility sometime.
I feel like he's come back down, maybe.
Since the Charlie's Angels, Lucy Liu incident, I don't hear much about him being such an asshole anymore.
Yeah, and actually one of the ladies that used to work in the office that I used to work in, if that makes sense, she retired, but I know her. She would come in and visit, and we'd go out to dinner together as a group. She just ran into Bill Murray at the airport and ended up taking a bunch of pictures with him, and he talked with him and was really cool with him.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
I've eaten at his brother's restaurant, Murray Brothers.
Oh, yeah?
Chicago, yeah. It's where Flashback, the horror convention, used to be. It was in that hotel, so we'd eat at Murray Brothers. Now they've moved it to a different hotel, but we still go eat at Murray Brothers sometimes just because it's fun. I mean, it's got that like a Caddyshack feel to it.
And I think they were very concerned about making this a comedy because of the nature of it being Christmas and being cheerful. But
I could see that, yeah.
Man, did it work for me. It really did. We'll find out more about you later, but
I feel like PG-13 is a stretch for this one, though, because
I know.
Like a lot of violence, a lot of scariness, a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, a lot of cussing.
The golden dancers.
Yeah.
And that one censor comes and she points out the nipple.
I am the censor, and I will not allow this costume on the air.
Why not?
Well, specifically, you can see her nipples.
I want to see her nipples.
The nipple wasn't quite, but it was the areola.
Yeah, you could see it clear as day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they got PG-13. Whose hand did they have to shake, or did they slip some money into somebody's pocket to get this PG-13?
Who knows? It's a Paramount movie, too, so...
Especially 1988. There's Friday the 13th that are less than this, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I mean, there's violence, but just a great cast. Just dragged a little bit in too many spots for me. And I feel like Bill Murray plays the same character he's played in so many other movies. He was the same character for me that he was in Groundhog Day. So I'm like, oh, this is the same guy. Like, I don't...
He does play a pretty good asshole. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Ghostbusters, he's kind of an asshole.
Yep.
A sarcastic asshole. Stripes, he's a sarcastic asshole.
Yeah.
It's just, he's typecast back in the 80s, so...
And it's hard because he's not my favorite character in the movie.
Oh, really? Who's your favorite?
Loudermilk.
Honey, I'm home.
Elliot Loudermilk has the perfect arc in this movie. There is a character arc for Bill Murray, but Loudermilk starts out as this nice person that's just trying to get going in this career. Bill Murray fires him because he wants the Scrooged commercial to change. Because they have a commercial, and then Bill Murray does like this end of times commercial where if you don't watch Scrooged, your whole family's going to burn in hell and their world's going to end.
And it literally scares a woman to death.
So they fire Loudermilk, but then, you see him like he's selling his plasma, he's drunk, his wife leaves him, and by the end, he's gone crazy and taking hostages and...
Well, he's coming after Frank.
Yeah.
He's about to blow his head off. Just what saves Frank is a ghost, of course.
And I mean, if you watch any kind of movies, you know the story behind Scrooge. So there's just some stuff added in where Frank's dad was an alcoholic and never gave his kids really any love. And mom was just kind of there. She loved them, but...
My favorite parts of this movie is the part with the secretary and her family, because you get another perspective on how things are going. And I think this sort of might tie in with a Dickens character or something, but with the little boy having witnessed his father's murder and then not speaking, I'll let this be known. And I've told people this many times who I've talked to about this movie, because this is one of my 2 feel-good movies. We did cover the first, Groundhog's Day. I tear up every time at the end where the little boy speaks.
Did I forget something, big man?
God blesses everyone.
Like last night I did it. I was like, oh my God, I've seen this movie 100 times and I'm starting to get a tear coming out of my eye.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel.
It's just a moving experience for me.
Yeah, he ties into
Tiny Tim.
Yeah, Tiny Tim. Yeah, that would be like a recent day Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
You know, the family's struggling. They can't pay their bills. He's got a medical condition, you know, all these things. So
instead of not being able to walk, he doesn't talk. So.
Yeah, he is Tiny Tim in this film. To me, anyway, that's the way I see him. Yeah, and there's some things that are different. Like, I guess no, because in any of the Christmas carols, Scrooged has a female that he's loved, and because of his greed, he's lost her.
But this one, she comes back. I don't remember if the actual story, he finds her or anything like that.
I guess it depends on which one you watch that she comes back. This one, she does come back, and hopefully for Frank's sake, he's not an asshole and he keeps her around. She seemed like she was good for him and kind of kept him grounded. And like I said, it's not my favorite. I am far more inclined to turn on A Muppet Christmas Carol because that is my favorite. And not even the Christmas Carol part. It's the part with the rat and Gonzo with the blue nose. They're my favorite part of that one. But I could see where this would be lots of people's favorite Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
There's so many of them that I don't know. Have we had a recent one where they've redone it? I mean,
probably a Hallmark movie or something like that, though.
Well, and we had like the Jim Carrey reanimated one, but of course it's set back in the olden times. So this would probably be one of the, 1988, that's still almost 30 years ago, but
40 years. Yeah.
Oh, 40 years. Yeah. What would be newer than that as a Christmas Carol? It would be like mainstream and a lot of people would know about it. Like you said, there's probably a Hallmark or a Disney or ABC Family edition of A Christmas Carol.
But kind of going back to with Bill Murray and Richard Donner, some of the things I found was like Roger Ebert had asked Bill Murray if he had any disagreements with Donner, and Murray replied, only a few. Every single minute of the day, that could have been a really, really great movie. The script was so good. There's maybe one take in the final cut movie that is mine. We made it so fast, it was like doing a movie live. He kept telling me to do things louder, louder, louder. I think he was deaf. Now, I find that funny because I believe I have a quote here from Donner. Let's see. Richard Donner discussed Murray's penchant for improvising and described the experience of directing Murray as follows. It's like standing on 42nd Street and Broadway, and the lights are out, and you're the traffic cop. These two, I wonder if they ever reconciled, but it was kind of crazy.
I can't imagine that they would. Yeah. And of course, the marketing, they leaned into Bill Murray's ghost encounters from his freaking earlier films. I think I watched the trailer and it was pretty much all about the ghosts and very little about, the story in the actual movie.
One of my favorite parts, though, is when the boss is telling them about how cats and dogs are watching TV. Yeah. He tells them,
have you any idea how many cats there are in this country?
I don't have those, no.
27 million. Do you know how many dogs?
In America.
48 million.
Man, you think there'd be more cats than dogs?
$5 billion in animal feed this year.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and of course it's gained a cult status because it's a darker, more satirical version of Scrooged. Probably, like I said, a more updated version of Scrooge. Most people don't want to watch a movie that's set. I don't even remember when Scrooge was set, but like 1800s.
Yeah, 1800s.
Yeah, so this is more recent for most people. I mean, unless you're a vampire and you were alive in the 1800s, you don't remember life like that.
Yeah. And then the funny part is the VCR part where Frank is talking to his secretary and he's got two different gifts he gives. And one is a VCR to his favorite people that he wants to impress, and then towels to everybody else, which his brother's supposed to be a towel, but his secretary gives him one of the VCRs, which, what was it, a Panasonic VCR?
Yeah.
And people would scoff at that nowadays, but back then, a VCR cost anywhere from $500 to $1,500. In about today's time, that's about $1,300 to $3,900, which is insane to think about.
Panasonic VCR nowadays for $5 to $10 at the Goodwill, if you can find one.
Right.
The only trivia that I found, really, other than the couple things that I already shared, was when he starts seeing all the ghosts, they're at lunch with the new guy, the new guy they hired, they bring on to help him out because he's having these mental breakdowns, and the waiter's on fire. According to him, like he sees the waiter, he's on fire. Nobody else can see him.
Right.
So he throws water on the waiter, and then he's going out the door. And as he's going out the door, he falls down. That was not scripted. That was unscripted. He fell down and just got back up because he slipped on the water that he had thrown at the waiter.
Fucking Bill Murray.
I watched this twice. I don't hate this movie. It's just not my favorite. But I don't know that I'm as big as Bill Murray fan as you are.
Do you know what roles Bill Murray turned down?
To do this one?
Yeah, it's according to IMDb.
No, it's hard telling.
Rain Man.
Okay.
That featured Tom Cruise and
Dustin Hoffman, who plays the same person every movie.
Yeah. Who I'm going to guess he was going after Hoffman's role. But Big with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And then Cocktail with Tom Cruise, which, man, that would have been a weird movie with Bill Murray.
See, I don't see Bill in any of those films. He just doesn't fit in those roles, to me anyway.
Right, no.
Rain Man's not a comedy. I feel like there are humorous parts in it, but it's not a comedy. Big is, but at this age, Bill Murray looks too old to me.
Right.
Like Tom Hanks was younger. He looked more like he fit the part. Maybe Cocktail? I wouldn't say not in the part that Tom Cruise plays, because again, Tom Cruise is younger in it.
Yeah, it would be the other dude, the British dude.
Was it Michael Caine?
Michael Caine, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe that part, but I feel like Bill, as he got older, got more serious parts and became a serious actor. Not that he wasn't serious, but you know what I mean? He had more comedic roles when he was younger.
Right.
He just doesn't fit those movies for me. So not bad that he turned those down. I feel like for most people, this is going to be a 4.5, 4 to 5 out of the 5 stars. This is going to be most people's one of their top Christmas movies if they like this genre, if they enjoy, the more serious Scrooged. But again, when they say it was darker, but it wasn't overly dark, if that makes sense.
Well, I think they had to keep it lighthearted though, if it was going to be comedic. So
yeah, and to get the PG-13, like
oh my god,
I still don't know how they did that. Yeah, I don't know. So,
well, do you have any physical media releases?
Yeah, of course, I had a VHS Laserdisc release early in 1989. DVD was in 1999. A Blu-ray release occurred for 35th anniversary. A 4K Ultra Blu-ray was announced November 7th of 2023. It was its first time in 4K. And then it looks like there's an upcoming 4K that includes never released special features such as commentary by Donner on the set with Bill Murray, The Look of Scrooged. So I'm not sure if that one's out yet or not, but it's got some commentary and then it's got 2 special features, on the set with Bill Murray and then The Look of Scrooged.
There was also a special edition that was supposed to release in 2006 called the You'll Love It edition. And there's a lot of speculation why it didn't release. But yeah, some of the bonus features were some of the things that you just named off, which hopefully we'll get to see it.
Hopefully eventually.
I'm really curious.
I'm sure at some point it'll get the Steelbook 4K release with a lot of the extras. Hopefully, I would imagine. But maybe there's some stuff on there that Donner, I don't know if he's still alive, or Bill Murray don't want released. So I don't know.
Well, should we do ratings or should we go to this or that?
Let's do ratings and then we'll go to this or that. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. Passed out Loudermilks with a bum robbing him of his plasma money. That poor guy. That's my favorite character. I'd watch a whole movie about him, about Bobcat Goldthwait.
All right.
Oh, come on. 5 out of 5. Let's hear it.
It's a 5 out of 5. God blesses everybody. And then you got the song that comes up after it. Put a little love in your heart. Maybe that's what you need, Brian.
I mean, maybe.
Put a little love in your heart.
Maybe. It's just not this movie. Just not this one.
All right.
Okay, you want to do a little this or that?
Let's do it.
Okay, hit the music. So, since Rod said I'm drowning people in my recommendations way too much, like all of Frank's ghosts were drowning in alcohol. You can shoot me, Frank. What did he say? Don't shoot the Bacardi.
Yeah.
So I got 5 films this episode. From 2003, Bad Santa, an adult-oriented Christmas comedy with a compromised mall Santa. That's Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, it doesn't get talked about that much.
From 1994, Mixed Nuts, a dark holiday comedy about a crisis hotline on Christmas Eve.
Never heard of it.
From 1989, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Love it.
Yeah, Chevy Chase and his crazy family. From 1983, one of my favorite Christmas films, A Christmas Story, about a young boy who all he wants for Christmas is a Red Ryder BB gun.
Aw.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. And then my favorite version of A Christmas Carol from 1992, The Muppet Christmas Carol, with Michael Caine as Scrooged.
You know, speaking of Scrooged.
Scrooged or Scrooges?
Scrooges, many of them. Yeah, should we hear from our podcast network, the PFPN?
Yeah.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
So now that we've heard from our podcast network, it's time for the news from Rod.
All right. We're focusing on November 23rd, 1988. And during that month, November 2nd, the Morris worm or internet worm, one of the first internet worms of all time, or bugs or whatever you like to call it. It was the first to gain significant mainstream media attention. It resulted in the first felony conviction in the U.S. under the 1986 Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. And this was written by a guy named Robert Tappan Morris, and he's a graduate student at Cornell University at that time. He launched this virus, let's just call it a virus because it's kind of creepy to call it a worm, at 8:30 in the evening from the MIT network in Massachusetts. And it went crazy. It hit like, I think it was like 15 universities, corrupted like thousands of computers. And Morris, he was tried and convicted of the computer fraud, and he was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 400 hours of community service, and a fine of $10,050. And that was it. Kind of shocked he didn't do any time, because that's pretty much what most people would get right now if they were, infiltrating government.
It was universities, right? So maybe.
Yeah, universities.
If he had to send it to the IRS, he'd have probably got the electric chair.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Then on November 8th, Vice President George H.W. Bush is elected the 41st President of the United States, defeating Democrat candidate Michael Dukakis. And then my last piece of news is on November 16th, actress Robin Givens sues her ex-husband Mike Tyson for $128 million for libel. Tyson was quoted as saying that Givens was trying to steal his money and property. The suit claimed that Tyson's statements were false, defamatory, malicious, and libelous, and caused Givens to be held up to public contempt, ridicule, embarrassment, disgrace, and prejudice, which pretty much after that marriage, her career went gone. It was gone.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they got married, if they should have been married.
Yeah, probably not. She was kind of an up-and-coming actress. He's a famous boxer, and, she couldn't understand what he was saying, so...
Something.
And she said, yes, sure, whatever, and they got married.
Well, I think there was some physical abuse, right?
Yeah, he beat her, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. I think he hit her, and it was just not a good marriage for either person. Good relationship for either of them.
No.
What you got for movie news?
So for movies, only one real big piece, which had never made the top 10, but the Naked Gun movie based off of the TV series Police Squad premiered on December 2nd, so the month after. But here's the top 10 movies of that week in November. Number 10, Mystic Pizza with Cher and Nicolas Cage. Number 9, Fresh Horses. I've never even heard of that. Number 8, The Accused. Number 7, the Steve Guttenberg classic, High Spirits. Number 6, horror classic, Child's Play.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho.
Number 5, another Christmas classic, Ernest Saves Christmas. Number 4, Cocoon, The Return. Number 3, the animated classic, Oliver and Company. Number 2, another animated classic, which spawned like freaking 10 sequels, The Land Before Time. And number 1, with a bullet, Scrooged.
With a bullet, huh?
That's right.
Don't shoot the Bacardi, Frank.
Don't shoot the Bacardi. Besides Child's Play coming out that month in November, there were a couple other horror movies that, well, I guess this one, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, it actually premiered October 21st of that year, but it was still going pretty strong after that. And then during that month, Hide and Go Shriek. I don't think I've seen this, but I've heard a lot about it, that it's not great, but...
Got a Vinegar Syndrome 4K, though.
So synopsis on this one is, a group of teenagers spend the night in a furniture store for a graduation party. A psycho killer starts hunting them down one by one. That's it.
He hides under all the beds, huh?
Does he?
I would imagine.
But I got one more for that month, and I'm pretty sure we both love this movie. John Carpenter's They Live, starring Rowdy Piper, Keith David, Meg Foster, and the beloved George Buck Flowers.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
The synopsis on this one is, they influence our decisions without us knowing it. They numb our senses without us feeling it. They control our lives without us realizing it. They live.
I came to this podcast for two things: to kick bubblegum and chew ass, and I'm all out of ass.
All right, what do you got for TV news?
For TV news, the top 5 TV shows of the 1988-89 season. The Cosby Show was number 1. Roseanne was number 2. A Different World was number 3. So 3 family dramas, right?
Yeah.
Then Cheers, about families that go to drink because their families are full of drama. And then 60 Minutes, which covers news stories full of drama.
Yeah, pretty much.
And no action, Although there was a huge miniseries, War and Remembrance aired its first half in fall of 1988, including November on ABC, costing $105 million to produce.
Damn.
They thought it would dominate. The first half averaged an 18.6 Nielsen rating for a 29 share, and ABC reportedly expected to lose 30 to 40 million on the production. So 18.6 Nielsen would be, that's not a lot. That's not for something that costs that much. That's not a lot. That's why they lost so much money. And then they had to air the second part with probably making less money because it didn't do very well. So they didn't have the ad revenue. because the first part didn't pull a lot of people in.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I never even heard of it.
So I don't even know what it's about.
War.
And remembrance.
And remembrance. And remember that war.
What's next?
I got some music. A couple news stories for music. November 5th, Kokomo single by the Beach Boys from the film Cocktail goes number 1. It was their first hit in like 20 years. Just crazy, that band.
That's about the Kokomo toy store in Kokomo, Indiana, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it? I thought it was about a fake island.
That's a place I want to go.
That's the place you want to go?
Down to Kokomo to see all the toys with our friends from Cracktastic Plastic. Yeah, that'd be a fun trip, right?
That would be. And the second news story came out on November 25th. Rock and roll legend Chuck Berry pays $250 fine to resolve a New York assault charge. I should have looked into this one more, but I didn't.
$250?
Yeah, that was it. $250. So I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. I do have one other story. On December 1st, rock legend Roy Orbison gives his final concert at the Front Row Theater in Cleveland, Ohio, because Cleveland rocks.
He did that one song. He did it like one time. Anything you want, I got it. I thought he did that like one time.
Anything you want, you got it. Anything you need, you got it.
Hell, I don't know.
Hell, maybe. But the top songs during the week that this movie came out, number 1 in the US was Bad Medicine by Bon Jovi. Number 1 in the UK was First Time by Robin Beck. I'm not sure what that is. The number 1 R&B was Thanks for My Children by Cheryl Pepsi Riley. No freaking clue. And number 1 country was I'll Leave This World Loving You by Ricky Van Shelton. And number 1 alternative was Orange Crush by R.E.M.
I know R.E.M., but I don't know that song, yeah.
I know Orange Crush. I bet you'd know it if you heard it, like a little bit of it, yeah. And the final one, number 1 dance was Out of Time by Noel. No clue.
You play it and then you dance for us.
Okay, yeah I'll do that. You got some sports news?
I do. In sports news on this date, the World Heavyweight Championship for the WWF was held by Randy Savage. He won the vacant championship in a 14-man tournament at WrestleMania. So he'd won it earlier in the year, WrestleMania, and he was still the champ. The period marked the era of the Mega Power storyline with Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan, which set up a major match between them at SummerSlam in 1989. Where I had some other sports news, but I like wrestling better than most of these other things. See, there was some news about Ben Johnson and his Olympic doping scandal. Wayne Gretzky was traded to the Los Angeles Kings. The Los Angeles Lakers were in the midst of winning back-to-back titles. Steffi Graf was winning the Grand Slam. Just a lot going on, but not a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
college football's over. The NBA's in midseason. NHL's in midseason. There's some hot stove stuff going on in baseball, but nothing really big. Football's getting ready to start the playoffs. So nothing crazy going on, but some sports stuff. And then, of course, in the news was the Mike Tyson stuff, with him being the most, you say powerful, but the most popular,
recognizable.
Yeah, and recognizable boxer at the time. So not a ton of stuff going on, but there was some stuff going on in sports.
What about toys?
Toys, top toys. 1988. Take a guess. 1988, 1989.
Nintendo.
And you can play them only on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Exactly. Nintendo. Standout toy of the year. Troll dolls were making a resurgence. My Little Pony was popular with girls. Pound Puppies were popular. Dino Riders launched in 1988, which was a dinosaur toy line. And of course, yes, the toy of the year was the Nintendo. But of course, some toys that were retro were coming back because, hell, I don't know how you were. I didn't have a Nintendo growing up for most of my childhood.
Nope.
I had a friend that had a Nintendo.
Yep, that's same.
Yeah, so everybody would go to his house to play Nintendo. If we weren't outside, we were outside most of the time. There was big news from a toy recall from the Consumer Product Safety Commission. They announced a recall on Captain Mickey's motorboat, a wind-up motorboat, because the propeller came off and posed a choking hazard. And there was about 10,000 of these sold at $5 each, and they were all recalled.
Damn.
So if you have one, you probably have something because they recalled them all. So if you still have one, if you are interested in knowing what it was like in 1988 when only one kid had a Nintendo, there's a movie called 8-Bit Christmas. Have you ever seen this movie?
Yeah.
It was on Netflix. I enjoyed it, but it's about these kids wanting to get a Nintendo. So, and of course, the one kid has a Nintendo, and the one kid that has a Nintendo in that movie's an asshole.
Yep. Well, he's like the most popular kid.
He's only popular because he has the Nintendo. Yeah, he's not popular because he's cool or nice or any of those things. But yeah, that would be a fun double feature with Scrooged, right? 8-Bit Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty fun. I mean, you do 8-Bit Christmas first with the littler kids awake, and then maybe as they would fall asleep, you'd finish Scrooge or get into Scrooge. I'm trying to think of a Christmas movie that would pair well with this. Because again,
I think National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's probably about the best. Anything horror is going to be a little more rated R, which I was surprised this was rated R, but I'm even trying to think maybe Gremlins would be a fun one to pair with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one. So you definitely don't want to pair Santa Claus meets or conquers the Martians with this one. Although it would be a fun double feature with a group of friends for a Christmas movie viewing.
Just poking fun at it.
Yeah. But I know you love this one, and I'm sure we'll watch it again.
Oh, I'm definitely watching it again.
Christmas tree has been up at my house since the day after Halloween. I did not have any part of that other than carrying totes down when I got home.
My black Christmas tree's up all year long.
I have like a My Bloody Valentine handmade ornament, Return of the Living Dead handmade ornament, Godzilla handmade ornament. So I do have some horror elements on my tree.
Nice. Well, we'll start closing this out with births first.
Yeah.
On November 4th, NFL American football player Dez Bryant, he was a wide receiver for Dallas Cowboys. He was born in Galveston County, Texas. And then on November 6th, actress Emma Stone, she was in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, La La Land. She was born in Scottsdale, Arizona. November 12th, NBA All-Star Russell Westbrook, who played for the Thunder, the Houston Rockets, the Lakers, the Clippers, everywhere. I think he won a ring, but I'm not sure. But he was born in Long Beach, California. On November 26th, now you're not going to recognize this name. It's half-brother Julius Bjornsson. He was an Icelandic weightlifter, but if you ever watched the TV series from HBO, The Game of Thrones, he played Gregor the Mountain Clegane. He was actually the third actor to play him. He played the longest, though, from seasons 4 to 8. And then on November 29th, an athlete, Russell Wilson, American NFL quarterback, Super Bowl 2013 with the Seattle Seahawks, Pro Bowl from 2012 to 2015. He was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then my final birth was on December 1st. And this is like I guess sort of a Nepo baby, but I think she's still talented. Zoe Kravitz, American actress. She's been in recent stuff. She was in the movie that just came out this year called Caught Stealing, and she was in the 2022 The Batman with Robert Pattinson. She's the daughter of Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz. That's why I call her a Nepo baby, but she was born in Los Angeles, California. Then I had a couple weddings. On November 1st, American actor Jeff Goldblum weds American actress Gina Davis in Las Vegas. Didn't last very long because they finalized until 1991. But a little happier note, actor Corbin Burnson from LA Law, he marries actress Amanda Pays, who was in the movie Leviathan that had Peter Weller and Ernie Hudson in it. They're still married with 4 children.
Oh, that's good.
There is a little happiness out there. But let's get to everyone's favorite segment, 6 Feet Under with Rod.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Maybe 6 feet is so far down.
And I only really have 2 deaths, and they're both actors. And one of them I don't recognize by name, but I would recognize him immediately if I saw him. And there's a reason. It was Billy Curtis, who was a 4-foot 2-inch actor who was in many classics like Terror of Tiny Town. He was in Planet of the Apes. And then he was one of the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
He died of a heart attack at 79, which he led a good life.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop.
But here's one of my favorite actors of that time, because every time I go back and I start watching old horror movies from the 60s and 70s and even into the 80s, John Carradine comes up. He was in also The Grapes of Wrath, Stagecoach, but the horror movies, some of the big ones were The Howling, Buried Alive, The Nesting, The Monster Club with Vincent Price, the zombie classic Shockwaves, and just so many more. He died of kidney failure at 82. But yeah, that Carradine family is just a legacy.
Yeah. He 82, he had a good life too and was in a ton of movies and left behind a huge legacy in film.
Well, I had 2 jokes, real short. Why does Scrooge love it when it snows at Christmas?
No idea.
He loves cold, hard cash.
That makes no sense.
It's cold out, and he loves the cash. Cold, hard cash. And then the last one, how does Scrooge make a fruit salad?
No idea.
With sour grapes and hardened nuts.
So you picked up a third job writing bad jokes for Laffy Taffy Incorporated.
Oh, yeah. I kind of heard there's a rumor going out by some jolly old dude that's been saying things about me.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
Well, some dude from the North Pole. I think his name is Chris?
Kringle? We at the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast and The Wrong Podcast Died would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and we have a special message from our friends at the North Pole.
Merry Christmas from the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast and The Wrong Podcast Died. They're all on my good list, except for Rod. He keeps looking at the lingerie section of old Sears catalogs. He's been a naughty boy this year.
That marks the end of our broadcast day here at The Wrong Podcast Died. Our transmission is powered by a frequency of 800 watts. We will resume our usual programming in 2 weeks. Until then, we bid you good night.